All right, Kelly, thanks. Now it's time to go behind the story, featuring the leading voice on one of today's top topics. And today, as the search continues for a suspect following that deadly mass shooting at Brown University, we had a chance to talk with retired FBI Special Agent Dr. Jerry Clark on where the manhunt goes from here, the well-being of the students, techniques that will be utilized, and law enforcement agencies coming together to accomplish a goal.
This is difficult, right? A couple different things going on. Number one, I think it's pretty normal that you get somebody that looks like they're maybe involved and then determine that they're not. And that's pretty standard in investigations because you're going to follow a bunch of leads real quickly and see who you have and what you're looking for, but it might not be it. And that's what our system's designed, right? Not only to catch who's involved, but to eliminate who's not. And so that's really important that they did that. They got that person out. Now they're starting again, and they got to really focus. In my mind, I'm paying attention to the canvassing of those videos. Every last video that you see him in, you now have another pinpoint location of where to look for going forward, and it's really helpful. That's really tough on students. Anybody who's gone through that, anybody who's witnessed anything like that, it's traumatic, right? It's very difficult for students. So they're going to get them involved in some professional help, some counseling. They're going to get them home if they've traveled. They're going to get them out of the way because at this time, he's still at large. We don't know what his purpose was, what his plan was, and that to me is still a very, very problematic situation. You're going to use a lot of different techniques. They have the FBI evidence response team on place. They have numerous different agencies involved. You're going to scour for evidence. You're going to look at and talk to witnesses. You're going to try to develop the video. You're also going to try to figure out when he came in, if he had a specific target in mind. Because if he has a specific target in mind, the very first person he shot, then it might narrow you down to what he was looking for and what may be out on social media. You might have a disgruntled employee. You might have a disgruntled student. So it gives you some focus on how to get the investigation started.
How difficult is this to find somebody at this time in a situation like this?
Yeah, this is challenging. The building didn't have a lot of cameras, but again, they have cameras now of where he was walking. Boy, that's great info because now I'm going to follow every step that he took looking for new cameras. But these are tough. These are hard, full-out investigations, cooperation between law enforcement agencies, and I'm really, really confident that they're going to get this guy very soon. The law enforcement here, the greatest in the world, they're going to find this guy. There's not a problem with that. It's just going to take a little bit of time just to put together all the evidence, but they're going to be on him. No time at all. I worked on a fugitive task force for 6 years. I hunted fugitives every day for 6 years in Cincinnati Division. And I'll tell you what, we worked in a task force of state, local, federal officers, all putting their resources together. And when you work in a task force, everything gets stronger. We all have ego in all our agencies, and we got to put that aside and go for the prize. And the prize is to get this violent person off the street who killed people. And we need that for society, and we need that certainly for all those victims at Brown University. Final message, vigilance. Pay attention to who's around you. Situational awareness. Contact the authorities. No tip is too small. Get it to people who make the decision on how important it is.